Hi everyone, today we're talking about how to invest in the UK property market. I was going to make a general video of all, but I noticed there isn't many UK people talking about this on YouTube. It's more like American channels that are posting videos about this, which is useful. Some of the things still apply, but not totally overall. The mortgage system as well and banks kind of work differently in the UK. And your credit rating overall, but I think especially for people that are like my age or younger, teenagers, early 20s, it's a good thing to watch and how to pretty much invest your money into a very safe market that where you invest into housing property and the housing property always increases in value. You pretty much you can get someone else to pay your house off and make money from that, and they're pretty much paying all the mortgage payments, which then covers the mortgage payments and makes you money. And you pretty much end up owning a house for free, which is not a bad thing to have at all. So I'm going to talk about the investing strategy and what you can do and how I think it's best to work. So the biggest thing at all to get invested into the property market, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, first of all, have an income, and it has to be a pretty decent income for the banks to turn around and say, oh yeah, we can lend this person some money. So if you are not there yet, priority, get some income. So obviously the main job stream that you have, income from there, has to be probably at least near 20,000-ish. With your savings, obviously you're going to be saving up, so somehow reinvest them. If I were you, the best way I would go is to, rather having that money just wasting away in the bank, which is one mistake that I made, and not making that money build up more money, is investing in something that can be either like some sort of online business, or as I prefer, into the stock market, which I make many videos on this channel about how I invest into the stock market. So if you want to know stocks I'm investing in, just follow the channel. There's loads of stock market videos on here about stocks to pick, and for example like that. So you get the income. With your income, it probably will sit in your bank account, which pretty much does nothing there. So while you're waiting to save up to put this purchase down on the housing property to get invested, first of all, income, put it into your bank. With your bank, then invest in something. Don't leave it there. Put it in the stock market, generate more money. And your aim is to try and get at least a 20% down payment on your first property. That's the big thing. If you can do more, that's better. Also, you pay more of your house off. You don't have to take a big of a mortgage payment. That means less interest to pay back. It's better to get this bigger payment, the better. So if we can increase this, then you're better off long term. So that's the plan. This is probably going to all take you getting the income, putting it in your bank, getting stocks building up, trying to get 20% on your payment of the house that you're getting. It could take you a while. Best to start off obviously as young as possible, so if you're working at 18. But I'd say, I would guess at 4 years. If you can do it quicker, that's super. Some people have done it in 1 year. But yeah, so we need 20%. So we're going to say that the first house here, we'll put this here, first house, and this is my amazing drawing of the house. It only has windows upstairs, none downstairs. So we're going to say this house is 100,000, which is a good price to be buying a house at. Make sure obviously that it's in a good area where the value is going to increase, and obviously you need to be looking around, because you're safe. You're living in London. You trying to get a house for 100,000 down there is just not going to happen. But other places that you invest in, it is possible. So you get your first house, say it's 100,000, 20% down payment on that house. We're looking at 80,000, so we're having an £80,000 mortgage. Now, if you get someone in there, and probably let's say paying £600 a month, say £400 goes to the mortgage, or £300 depending on how much down payment you put. We'll say, let's say £600 a month coming in. We'll say 300 goes to the mortgage, and don't forget you got to pay 20% tax on it, more than likely. But it's pretty much making you then £300 a month, and you're doing nothing, which is great. But if you're still doing this, and then you have an extra £300 a month, and then that goes into that, and then that goes to stocks, you start building it up. Now, this is a big tip, and this made a big difference for me. When I bought my first property to rent out, I rented out the first property, but that first property also had a basement, or not a basement, but a flat that was underneath it. So this here brought in 500, and this brought in 500. So I wasn't making 600 at this stage. By then, I was making 1,000. So that £1,000 went straight into my bank account, and that 1,000 went up here, and it went into my bank, and it went into stocks, and made more money. So while this was going on, this took about a year, and after doing all this, saving up, you're getting a house that's paid off, so you have equity in here, and you go to the bank, you got your equity, you have another 20% payment, you paid a lot of your mortgage off here, and if you have the right money, then what they'll do is they'll borrow against this house here, and with this house, you'll get another one. And we're back again with the windows on the top floor, on downstairs. And you now own pretty much 2 properties, or you class it as 3 properties, and all you needed to do was have an income, investments, 20%. And after a year, 2 year, we've got pretty much a property, 2 property, 3 property. And you probably guess where this is going. You keep paying this off, you make money. We're now making money off here. Let's say we're making another £300 off this property. So we're making a lot of money, £600, or if we have 2 people, £1,000 off this property. We're then making 300 off this property here. We're now getting 1,300 a month without doing anything. And we've got all this going on still. And we put this into here. And after another year, and you got your 20%, you paid a bit more on here, so we've got more equity on here. We've got more equity on this house. Pretty much 2 houses, we carry on paying them off, we get the mortgages down. And by then, we could go and get another one. Do you know what you do after that one? You then go get another one. And then after you got another property, you get another one. After that one, you get another one. Another one, another one, another one, and another one. And by then, from that one house that you invested in a while ago, you get that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, on all these, and you're on about 10 properties by the time you know it. Now, this is down to you, but that's your choice. What you can do is, by the time that you got to this stage, and you got to this one here, you're making a lot of rental income, which is good. But this house now has increased in value, and that house that you invested in correctly could have gone up 30%, 40%, 50%. And if you sell that house, you pretty much got a house for 20% its value. You paid 20,000 for that house, but everyone's paid it off for you. All these people have paid for this house. You sell that, and you make 100,000 from only having 20,000 invested into it. So 80,000 for doing nothing, which is pretty good. One thing that I should say on here about all of this is that whenever you're getting this one, or this house, or any of these, the cheaper you get the house, the more you save and the more equity you have. If you get the 100,000 house for 80,000, then you've saved 20,000, so you have another 20,000 equity in that house. You do your 20,000 down payment on it, which would take it to 60,000. So you now have 40,000 free in that house. So you have nearly half of that house paid off already, which will help you to go get this one. So it's something that you've always got to consider when you're investing in there. But this is how to build a portfolio of houses up in the UK. There's a few variables that you can do on each and every bit, but it's a very easy way to build up, use your equity, invest correctly to own a lot of houses, and at some point you can turn around and then you've got enough money in from this house coming every month that you don't need to do anything for the rest of your life. So that's today's video, guys. Talk about the UK housing market. I hope you give it a like. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it opens your mind up a little bit. I'll be doing a few more of these more UK based videos soon, so I'll see you on the next video.